Hello people! I am Border, also known as Borderwise, and welcome to the first ever episode of RPG Commentary. So I've done videos like this before with roguelites and RTS and stuff like that on my first channel, which is mostly not about those things, hence this new channel. So first RPG Commentary and first video on this channel, uploaded to it. So that's not confusing at all. And so, of course, I figured we'd start with something strong. This is, by the way, pre-recorded footage, post-commentary, and I'm just going to keep talking over the top of it, because that's fun. This is background video stuff. Or not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, leave me alone. But stick around for the video. So, we're commentating over Skyrim. There's my character. Her name's Axo. Skyrim is one of those games... Basically, the idea behind this video is like, I put it to you, how well is this game aged? Because it's been a long time. It is, this thing first came out in 2011, and this is modded, by the way, hence the Draman Norok deer that are coming to get me. I've forgotten about most of the mods that I have on here, and I don't know what happened there, the game just glitched out. But yeah. How well do you think this game has aged? Because I think it's aged pretty well, but that's mostly thanks to the modding community and not Bethesda. Honestly, Bethesda is kind of a terrible company, and Skyrim is literally the only game ever made by them that I actually like. Because I've played the other ones. I've played a little bit of Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and yeah, I think that's it. And just that didn't do it for me. Maybe I'm just not a Fallout fan, but yeah, that's where it goes. So yeah, like these days, I guess the answer to the question, or the what I'm gonna go with, is like, ooh, ore mine. There's one mod, instant mining. Makes me life very convenient. I guess what I'm gonna go with is that, this game's aged really well, provided you play it with mods. Also, I think that Draman just ran off and murdered a rabbit, so... yeah, so what I'm doing right now on screen, you can see I'm just running to try and find some terrain to dance around, because these guys are actually kind of strong. They hurt. We're playing on regular difficulty, but, what was it? Adapt? But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's aged well provided you play it with mods, because the modding community in Skyrim is amazing. Vanilla Skyrim hasn't aged particularly well at all, I don't think. Also, I suck with this axe, by the way. I made this character because I just had a real hankering to, just play through the game, you know, with an iron battle axe, and that was, you know, basically what I wanted to do. Whoops, and I missed that power attack completely. It's funny, I like the combat in Skyrim. Like, it's, slightly modded, on my game, but it's not modded that much. Man, I am just misjudging distances left and right. And cool death animation. But yeah, I quite like it. It's just very simple, straightforward. Skyrim is one of those games in which you can criticize very heavily every individual part of it. Like, oh wow, that's a brilliant example. That's, like, if you jump right on a cliff, you, like, get stuck in the falling animation. I think you can actually die because of that. I might be misremembering that. You just leave it long enough, you just when you hit the ground again, you die. Don't quote me on that, I don't remember. But yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so individually each bit of Skyrim, like, you can criticize the hell out of it. The combat is, like, just adequate but not amazing. The story is competent but not mind-blowing. Like, the main story I'm talking about. Like, you know, the graphics, very pretty when it first came out. Vanilla Skyrim has not aged well in terms of the graphics department. Some people think that even the, what's it? The Special Edition, which is what this is, it's what you're looking at right now. Some people think that looks like garbage. I think it looks fine, but then again, I'm not fussy when it comes to graphics. So, yeah, it's like... I don't know, it's like, that's my thoughts on, like, how well Skyrim's aged. As for what my character's doing, wow, I really should have mentioned that earlier. We're heading off to find a word of power. That's one of my favorite things about Skyrim is the Radiant quest system, because that's mostly what I play the game for these days, because, like, all the story quests, the side quests, you play them through once, and then you've done it, then you know it, and then it's just annoying to play through them again. Yay, Wolf is dead. And, yeah, but the Radiant quest system, that's huge potential there. Like, even, like, in 2011, that was a big thing. It's like, it's basically non-stop quests. Like, not amazing ones. It's things like bounties and finding words of power and stuff like that. But I like that because they're simple and straightforward, and it's just, you know, it's a prod to get you to go and explore a beautiful open world. And there's gargoyles for some reason. There is a mod on here called, well, of course, it's the, what the hell is it? It's the, yeah, wow, I've completely forgotten what it's called, but it's just basically more stuff spawns and a greater variety of stuff spawns. And also, I have another mod, which adds a chance to essentially duplicate enemies, so there's twice as many of them. That's a fun mod. There's some real shenanigans that result from that. And, yeah, what was I doing? What was I talking about? This is not scripted, by the way, in case that was obvious. I'm watching the same footage you are and just running my mouth. And, yeah, we're off to find a word of power, Radiant quest system. We've got some hunters here, picking a fight with wolves. One of the things I don't like about Skyrim is that the wolves are really underwhelming. You look at wolves in real life, like, they're an apex predator, and if a pack of wolves cornered you in real life, you would be in deep, deep trouble. Not that wolves make a habit of doing that. They do. Trust me, I've actually written an honest dissertation on medieval animals, and people were frightened of wolves for very good reason in Europe. They did kill people. But still, they don't like doing that. They're smart. They know that we're bad news. For instance, here's me trying to set wolves on fire. Well, it's not set them on fire, just I thought it would be funny to just, like, put them on the fire. Physics engines are a great way to extend a game's lifespan, because you can just do fun, silly things with it. Also, the fact that wolf corpses are really light. But anyway, so the wolves are a bit underwhelming in Skyrim. They're like, I don't think they should be as low as they are. And hey, there are mods for that. I could make, find a mod that makes the wolves much more scary. But the question is whether that would mesh well with all the other mods that I have going with it. That's the problem with modding Skyrim, is that you want one mod, but it's not compatible with another mod that changes almost but not quite the same thing. And hunting! Oh yeah, Winter Mist Enchantments, that's a mod that I have going, which is why when I use the bow, there's a lovely electricity explosion. And here's another thing to love about Skyrim, it's just you walk around and there's just stuff going on. It really feels like you are a part of the world, and it doesn't necessarily revolve around you, even though that is how the game is structured. Like, the world and the enemies in it, they level up depending on your level, so it's a nice, consistent experience, but at the same time, like, stuff like this that happens, it does make it feel like the world is going on without you, and you're just running around. Like, you're an important character, of course, you're the freaking Dragonborn, but, at the same time, like, there's a sense that there was stuff here before you, and there will be stuff here after you, and there's issues going on that you can affect, but, like, you know, the world goes on, and you're just a part of that world, which is very nice. Not all games manage that. What was I playing? Like, yeah, it was like a great comparison to Skyrim, which is basically Ubisoft all but trying to do a Skyrim, so to speak, was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I finished playing through that some time ago, and yeah, like, you already know, you watching this, vastly inferior game, despite a bigger budget and being made much later. Here's Maik the Liar. Let's listen to him.
The people of Skyrim are more open-minded about certain things than people in other places.
Mm-hmm.
Maik wishes you well. Maik knows why Farmer are blind. It has nothing to do with the Dwemer disappearing, really. Maik has heard it is dangerous to be your friend.
Oh.
Maik is tired now. Go bother somebody else.
You got it. So anyway, damn it, what was I talking about before we ran into Maik? I'm very easily distracted, and there's a dragon, just because. this is a whole thing now. I have no idea what made that noise, and spoiler alert, I don't end up finding it. I find a bunch of other stuff. But yeah. What the hell was I talking about? I was talking about the friggin... Oh yeah, part of the world. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Of all the games to mention in this RPG commentary on Skyrim, is that Assassin's Creed Valhalla doesn't feel like a world. Like a living world, really. It's like... It's partly because of the Ubisoft thing, where there's the friggin', like, just... I don't know. It feels video game-y, and that's because of the whole Animus thing, I guess. And also because it's like... It makes the mistake, I guess, of like... And it's not a mistake, so to speak, because that's what Ubisoft does with Assassin's Creed. It's like set in historical times. And that just means that when anything not historical happens, it immediately, well, takes you out of it. I cannot stand the whole ancient aliens and, like, basically historical conspiracy theory stuff. I think it's so stupid, and it's, like, it's just dumb, which is one of the reasons why, like, funnily enough, I'm a bit of an Assassin's Creed, like, not fan, I guess, because I've played Origins, I've played Odyssey, and I've played Valhalla, and I think people are pretty much in consensus is that they're not the good ones. Number 2 is seen as the best, because it's not trying to be an open-world RPG. The thing is, though, is that I like open-world RPGs, and that's why I've played those ones. And they're okay. Odyssey was the best of them. I love how that we're just shooting bizarre alien creatures while I'm talking about a different game entirely. That's why these commentaries are fun. I basically have a conversation with myself, my screen, and then later you guys in the comment section. And then, like, here we are, I guess. I have no idea what a Welwa is. I should look that up, but I'm probably going to forget. So yeah, in the roundabout way of me talking like the world of Skyrim does feel alive. It feels like you can just wander along and, like, you know, you get up in people's business and they get up in your business. And mud crabs have no souls whatsoever, except they do because you can capture them in soul stones. That's important. Yay. And me trying to find out whatever the hell this is, and this is a... I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a... Apologies for the people who don't like seeing Skyrim in first person. I tend to switch, well, right there, in fact. I tend to switch between first and third person because, I don't know, I just do. There's pros and cons to either of them. And now I'm trying to find the Dre. Where'd the Dre go? The Droog? The Dreg? The Dre? Shouldn't have made that noise, I apologize. So anyway, that's just like, we're just running around, having adventures, beating up mud crabs. There's the Dre! And it only has mud crab chitin. Oh dear. Life is hard. And there's more mud crab. That's being weird. Hard finding is hard. So yeah. I still occasionally... Skyrim is like bubble bath for me. Like, every time I come back to it, it's like, this feels nice. And even to this day, I still occasionally find something I haven't found before. I'm trying to remember an example of that, but I can't. Oh yeah, that's another thing to hate about Skyrim, is that the quests vary considerably in how good they are. The Stones of Baron Zaya, that quest can just go eat sand, frankly, because, like, one thing, and of course I'm going to do more RPG commentaries and even, like, playthroughs of them, like, fetch quests and scavenger hunts are, like, my least favorite thing. Sorry, Lydia, I hit you with an axe. But yeah, it's the thing, is like, alright, find all these things which are hidden around the place, and, like, yeah, that's like, that's not why I'm playing this. I'm playing this because, you know, Dragonborn, dragon slaying, running around, getting into fights, and looking at cool things. It's not looking in, you know, all over the map for things that aren't marked. Which is why, to this day, oh yeah, this is a sad story in this journal. Eloped lovers got eaten by bears. One of the most popular mods, I think, ever, for Skyrim was the Stones of Baron Zaya quest markers. Look at this view, isn't it nice? Sometimes you do that in Skyrim, you just find a high place and you just look at the view. But yeah, Stones of Baron Zaya quest markers, I think still one of the most downloaded mods over on the Skyrim Nexus, for both the original Skyrim and the Special Edition, just because it's like, if you start that quest by accident, it is like the worst. It means you're stuck with it in your quest journal, which is why these days when I play Skyrim, I actually avoid, you know, triggering quests that I know are just gonna be in me journal, and they're not gonna get done because I don't want to. Thank you very much. And yeah, so another one. Where was it? In Markarth. It's the... Damn it, what's it? It's the whole... Forsworn... Oh, Forsworn Conspiracy. That's the one. Yay! And there, that saber cat just glitched over the horizon. That's fun. But yeah, that's one in which, like, the whole start of it is something it's hard to avoid, which is, I guess, another criticism of Skyrim, and something that hasn't aged well. It's, on your first playthrough, it's great, because it means you don't miss, the more interesting quests, but, like, the 100th time you play through it, you're like, yeah, I know, I don't want to do that this time. I don't want to deal with the whole Forsworn Conspiracy theory, because... Conspiracy theory? Conspiracy quest? Because that's, you know, it's a long quest, and you want to do other things. Bandits are actually one of my favorite enemies to fight in this game, and it's, partially because of a mod. What's it? Obis? O-B-I-S? Something something. It's a bandit mod. It makes bandits much more interesting. And, yeah, so that's great fun. And so one of my favorite things to do in Skyrim is be a bounty hunter. And I'd just like to shout out a playlist that's on this channel. The videos were uploaded on my other one, so please don't be confused. It's just like Skyrim Rolling Hardcore, just rolling characters on Skyrim, using dice. Like, I use virtual dice, but, like, real ones are probably more fun. Like a D&D character, you roll to see, like, what skills you're allowed to put perks into, and just, you know, what kind of modifiers you have for your character, because the console commands in Skyrim enable you to do that. You can set your health, your stamina, your magicka, your carry capacity. It's really handy, actually. In fact, like, honestly, with certain quests that, like, I can't avoid, the console is actually quite useful. There's another quest, the friggin' Crimson Nirnroot thing in Blackreach. Bugger that, man. We're, like, running around Blackreach, trying to find, like, literally weeds is, not fun. Not fun at all, in my not-so-humble opinion. And the whole... What's it? The whole Dwemer ruins things, like Dwemer Falmer ruins, least favorite dungeon in Skyrim, have to say. Just because, I don't know, it's like, I hate the Falmer, because they poison you all the time, and they're just gross and weird. Favorite dungeon type, rather, the Draugr dungeons, like the Ancient Nord ruins. Those are fun, those are cool. Because, like, you know, there's, like, you gotta love beating up the undead. Whee! Screw you, physics. I am ethereal. Also, by the way, I forget the name of this armor mod. I should post a link in this to... Well, I have a spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet showing, like, with all the mods I have for this game, which is gonna be a giant pain in the ass to update. Also, you can't do a Skyrim video one-off without, you know... Oh, wow, Goblin. Without doing Fusrodar a bunch, because that is, like, you know, that's Skyrim. That's one of the best things about it, is just having a physics engine. I am of the opinion, and feel free to disagree, but you're wrong, that very few games cannot be improved with ragdoll physics. Like, you name a game, if it has ragdoll physics, then it is automatically better, provided it's implemented correctly and isn't annoying. Also, Spriggans, I hate them. They're hard to fight, and they give crap loot, because they just give the one alchemy ingredient and that's it. Also, they turn invisible and heal themselves. And that makes me sad. That makes Border sad. Okay. Oh no, you missed. Oh yeah, one reason, like, in case you're wondering why I've downloaded the mod that changes the look of the armor and weapons, it's because that's another thing I really don't like about vanilla Skyrim. just the weapons and armor look kind of, well, dumb. If you know anything about, like, real-life weapons and armor, then you look at Skyrim stuff and be like, wow, okay. Never mind, there's a dragony thing over there, and, the reason... Well, this is another thing to love about Skyrim, is that it's so easy to get distracted in a way that's fun. And there's that bunny running towards the Dragon Man thing. So, yeah. Also, this music, also modded. There's going to be a link in the description down to that. It's like, who's it? Adrian von Ziegler is like, features prominently in like this music mod, so you gotta give credit, you gotta include the links to that, and I will do that. I have done that. If you're watching this, it means I've done that. The past is now, and the past is the future. And the only important question is, what are you gonna have for breakfast tomorrow? Fire Draman Felnir. I shouted before you did. Eat crap. And you're dead. I just hit him just to be sure. Because I didn't want to get cooked. Ah, boy. So yeah, I have not yet found any game that really scratches the open world RPG itch quite like Skyrim does. Unfortunately. I've tried. Like the aforementioned Assassin's Creed games, they don't do it. They just don't. There's me nodding to Lydia, very immersive. And I'm trying to think, what other open world RPGs I've played? So... Wow, yeah, I don't remember. Like, I either haven't picked them up at all because they don't look appealing, or it's just... I've played them and like, yeah, nah. There's also a surprising number of them, indie attempts. And I say attempts at open world RPGs. It's like, what the hell was it? It's, damn it, I've forgotten the name of it. Like... Damn it, I've forgotten the name of all of them. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, that they're out there, but it's like, it's... Well, quite impressive, but also quite, I'm not sure what the word is, but yeah, it's impressive that small indie teams want to have a go at the open world RPG thing, because, my sister is a game developer, and she's just straight up told me, oh, whoops, I have, shot at the dragon skeleton. Not at the dragon, that's bad. But anyway, apparently open world RPGs are literally the hardest kind of video game to make, simply because there's so many, like, serious challenges to overcome, and one of the biggest ones is pacing. Like, your character progression, like, how do you ensure the game is consistent, and just has the right difficulty curve throughout the whole thing? Because in most open world RPGs, and like, I guess open world games in general, the hardest part of the game is actually at the start, where, like, you've got no skills and no XP and your stats are lowest and stuff like that. And then it gets easier, which is the opposite of what you want. And then narrative pacing, wow, we destroyed that dragon. This is where I feel like a badass. But yeah, so... Yeah, narrative pacing in games like this, really difficult. Like, how do you ensure that the story is told in the correct sequence and all that kind of stuff? And the quality assurance! There's a reason why open world games tend to be rife with bugs. It's because you can't test them as thoroughly in enough of a time from... Yay, happy jumps. You can't test them as thoroughly in the time you have to make them as you can with something like... with not as much scope, I guess. Which is why, to this day, Skyrim is a buggy mess. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not fun. There is a, this thing sometimes still crashes, randomly. It just, you know, the game quits to desktop. And I still haven't figured out how to get it to not do that, and it's, usually later in a playthrough, so it's probably a memory leak. And yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that. So, yeah, it's a bummer. But yeah, that's Skyrim for you, I guess. And, anything up here? Oh yeah, I thought that was a coin for a second. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go up there, we're gonna get the Word of Power, we're going to loot this corpse first, though, because, you know, have you ever stopped to think about how unhygienic that is? Like, you find a corpse that's been dead for days, and then you're, like, pulling stuff off its body. Its body? Their body. Yay, word. Word, word, word. YouTube loves dark screens. And then... we got that, we got that, we got that, and then... that's basically it for this. And hey, Amber, that's a... I don't even remember what that friggin' quest is. It's a modded quest, or a downloadable content quest. I don't know. And this is the point where I try and turn Dragon Souls into perk points. That's another mod. And then we can't, because you need 5. I don't have 5. Sad face. And that's basically it for this little Skyrim RPG commentary. I don't know, like, this was an incoherent mess, but, you know, Skyrim's an incoherent mess, so what can you do? So, on that lovely note, thank you all so much for watching. Please, please like the video and share it and all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're new. I'm having to work out a new spiel for this channel, so this is weird. And, yeah, stick around. More content to follow. Thank you all so much, and farewell.